You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Only in Newsday, the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office has formed its first cold case unit to review hundreds of unsolved homicides.
We're working primarily with the Suffolk County PD. We're dedicating staff and resources to that. We've just started that, and that's really kind of an offshoot of the Gilgo investigation.
Now, I'm joined by Newsday court reporter Grant Parpan to tell us more. So, Grant, what do we know about this new unit?
This is part of what Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney has called an ambitious plan to solve every homicide in Suffolk County. Mm-hmm. This is something that people have said, well, how do you do this? How do you solve every case? And he says, well, we need to look at it the same way we did the Gilgo Beach Task Force. So this is essentially an offshoot of that.
Wow. So how many homicides that are not been solved are there in Suffolk County?
So the district attorney says we're looking at it as the number of bodies. So they're looking at all the way back to 1965. You have roughly 300 bodies. Wow. So that's how they're looking at it. Now, most of those cases are likely homicides or believed to be homicides. Some of them could turn up to be overdoses or people who died for any number of factors. But this is bringing closure to cases where there was none in the past.
Now, if you live on the island or you don't live on the island, you're familiar with the Gilgo Task Force. How are this unit different from that?
Yeah. So the Gilgo Beach Task Force is specifically now really the Rex Uerman case, right? Mm-hmm. Or, those particular bodies associated, with Gilgo Beach, with that case. Some of them haven't been charged yet, may never be charged to him. But these cases are the other cases on the island, other instances where human remains have turned up and the case has not been solved in the past 55 years.
Wow. And who's running this new unit?
So there's a team of about 15 people that's on this unit from the DA's office, and they'll work with police, obviously, to solve these crimes. They've brought in a former deputy chief of forensics for the NYPD, a guy by the name of Brian McGee. He's a person who they're crediting with really helping to run this. They're also looking to bring in a forensic genealogist who will work specifically for the district attorney's office. And I think through those roles, really, you now have access to the most modern science. And that's what they're really looking to do with this group.
So what happens next? When is the start date? When are we going to see this in action?
This is underway, So I think that's what's really going to be interesting is when are we going to see, are we already seeing? Are we soon to see the fruits of this labor? Mm-hmm. That's kind of unclear, right? The DA always says, we speak through charges, and until we see charges, we won't really know. But this is underway. These efforts are happening right now.
All right, these investigators are underway. You are working hard. Thank you so much. Newsday court reporter Grant Parpan, thank you so much for joining us. And also, you can learn more about this story at Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The Harris-Trump debate is tonight. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump will meet for the first time face-to-face on the debate stage. This is the latest event for the 2024 election and may be their only debate. It's taking place in Philadelphia tonight at 9. In Nassau County, we'll have a large police presence for the VMAs at UBS Arena tomorrow night.
There'll be no vehicles that enter the premise without being scanned through the Nassau County Police Department's arson bomb squad. There will be dogs on site. There will be our personnel throughout the buildings, across the street, in the parking garage, and on top of the UBS itself.
Now, the county executive says there are no credible threats at this time. Cops say the westbound side of the Hempstead Turnpike will be congested. 9,000 people are expected to attend the ticketed event. And first in Newsday, LIPA says the South Fork Wind Farm has been a steady producer so far. And Newsday energy reporter Mark Harrington explains what we've seen in the first 2 months of its operation.
So far, it looks pretty good. It's a steady production for the South Fork. They've never had offshore wind farm energy before. It's intermittent energy. It's never quite the same like a power plant can be the same. For the month of July, it actually exceeded expectations by about 17%. In August, it was slightly under, but either way, it's on projection. The challenge for LIPA and PSEG is to sort of meld that into a grid that's used to really steady power sources and balance the load around that.
So how does LIPA plan to address the need for gas generators during peak summer months despite the wind farms?
So LIPA has always used temporary gas generators out in the Hamptons. And the hope had been that with the wind energies as a regular producer, it would be able to, address the need for increasing power out there, because in the summer there's a huge peak load. A lot of people go out and visit the Hamptons. So LIPA still needs to keep the gas generators there for now. It's in the future, I guess we'll see. But right now, the production for the summer has not been enough to eliminate the need for the temporary gas generators in the summer months.
Now you can learn more about this story. Go to Newsday.com. Click Get More. Well, the NewsdayTV video box. Avalon Nature Preserve has reopened after last month's extreme rainfall.
This is one of my favorite parts of living on the North Shore, is this park. We come here almost every day except Mondays when they're closed, so we've been missing it and having to find other places to walk. So I know the dogs are very excited. I'm very excited to have this space back.
The preserve closed on August 19th because of the water damage and erosion to trails. Operation hours are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and visitors can park in lots along Ship Jones Lane. And a new food bank has opened up its doors in Valley Stream.
2, 3.
Long Island Cares opened up its 9th location today as part of Hunger Action Day.
There's significant need in the village of Valley Stream, in the Lynbrook community, in the Floral Park community. People were coming, and we thought how great it would be if we could open up a permanent location in Valley Stream.
The pantry is on Rockaway Avenue and will be open Mondays through Fridays starting at 9 a.m. It also has a section for pet food.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
Catching up with the Mets, Newsday Sports reporter Laura Albanese took to the subway with a special guest in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
How do you like your first year living in New York City?
Loving it. I get to take the train every day, which is really cool in my opinion. Very unique to New York.
I feel like, just how tall you are, people might notice you on the train a little bit. Do people come up to you at all, or not so much?
Every once in a while. I wouldn't say it's like a mob or anything like that. But yeah, I definitely got noticed a couple times. But nothing crazy. Definitely had a lot of expectations. Of like you said, it's like tough to play in New York. If you do bad, it's not going to be a fun time. So yeah, that was definitely going through my head here. But I was like, you know what? Maybe we just gotta lean into this and take on a hard challenge. And the New York fan base has definitely been very passionate, and which is something I love, and it's been a very, very cool ride so far.
The Mets have had a bunch of different weird storylines this year. I think more than I've seen in the 10 years I've been covering them. Is there a favorite thing?
OMG, Diggy, and having a concert on the field. And it's just, who's ever thought about doing that on a baseball field as a baseball player? That's so crazy. I'm just trying to do the best that I can do, and I believe in myself and my teammates, and I know if we all are on the same page and we can do our thing, good things happen.
Now to read more about the Mets, go to Newsday.com, click Get More. Well, the Newsday TV video box. There's a new wellness trend popping up on Long Island, Japanese head spas. Elisa DiStefano checks one out in Port Jefferson.
Japanese Head Spa has been around for centuries. EQ Head Spa is brand new at this Port Jeff Station location inside of Catherine John's salon.
I was owning a salon and being a busy hairstylist. I wanted to slow my life down, and I didn't want to leave the industry.
I've never done anything like this before, but I could certainly use some relaxation. So where do we begin?
Before you even come into the service, we do a full consultation online. So you're checking off if you have sleep issues, if you have back problems, if you're stressed, and all of those answers give us the proper customization.
Okay, so I've been losing a lot of hair postpartum. So do you think this will help?
Yeah, so this is going to help bring the blood circulation to the top of the follicle, which is what's really needed for healthy hair growth. So we're gonna look at your scalp under a 200-time trichroscope.
What is that?
All of that is oil. And you're gonna see that after, your follicles are gonna look open like they're breathing. Whereas right now they're a little clogged.
Typically, it's a silent service, but I wanted to know about each part of the process.
First, I'm going to do one deep cleanse just to get anything off of the scalp. It's almost like when you sweep before you mop. We then detoxify the scalp and put this steam cap on top of the scalp that helps to remove all impurities. Then we go in and do a deep conditioning treatment.
That feels so nice. All of the equipment and technique is Japanese. Oh, I got chills all over.
If it's too tickly, you can let me know too.
You can choose a service ranging from 30 to 90 minutes.
Their body gets to relax, their mind relaxes, and it gives premium scalp health.
That was the most relaxation I've had in a long time. I feel so good, so much better, but does my scalp look so much better? Okay, here's the test, the results. Let's see. Wow. It's like totally clear.
All the buildup is removed, and you have open follicles. And that's exactly what we want.
That's a healthy looking scalp. Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
I was relaxed just watching it. You can read more about this story at Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Now let's take a look at your Long Island weather, and it's going to be another beautiful day tomorrow. Taking a look at tonight, you can see we're in the mid-50s, but tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, temps in the highest 70s. Tomorrow, taking a closer look, you can see mostly sunny skies. Again, those temps in the mid-70s or a little above that. And as for the 7-day forecast, look at that, folks. Looks gorgeous. And Saturday, absolute banger with 80 degrees.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
It's been 23 years since the 9/11 terrorist attacks, which left nearly 3,000 people, including Long Islanders, dead. And the death toll continues to grow as first responders and survivors are fighting illnesses stemming from that day. Join us for a special tribute remembering 9/11 this Wednesday only on Newsday TV. You're watching Newsday TV. Thank you so much. I'm Ken Bufa, and thank you for joining us.